Pride of Higara. This is Captain Soban of the fleet, Farron Shah. Looks like you could use a hand. Attention all Sobani, pick your targets and engage.
Hello everyone, this is Captain Soban. Welcome aboard the Starship in Normal Prize. Today I have a very special episode for you guys. I am going to teach you guys how to put custom badges into Homeworld 2. So as you can see down here, we have the my profile picture that I use for my YouTube channel now in Homeworld 2. So yeah, I can actually use that in my videos, and I want to teach you guys how to do this for yourselves in case you want to put your own badge and then use that as like your icon for your stuff. So without further ado, let's get out of Simplex because I just wanted to log into that to kind of just show some things off. And then boop, 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 go to our desktop. The first thing we are going to need to do is figure out what kind of picture we want for our badge. For me, I think a good example would be using this picture I got from, that I downloaded a long time ago of Azula. I think that would be perfect for the Vagar, because if you guys ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, you'll know exactly who this lady is. So, first thing we gotta do is load it up into some sort of a picture program like I did, or picture editing program. The one that I really like to use is called GIMP, G-I-M-B. And you can download that, G-I-M-P, sorry. You can download that straight off the internet. It's very easy to find. So ignore the mermaid pictures. But if we go to GIMP download, it's completely free to use. You can just hit this and then download that directly to your computer and install it. And I use this to make all my thumbnails and whatnot for my videos. So it's very handy. And again, like I said, it's free to use. So you just download and use it. But the first thing we need to do is, once we figure out what picture we want to use, we need to go to Image and then go to Scale Image. We need to scale this down to, I believe it's 64 by 64. I think that's what we actually need. Let me just double check that with my example. Yes. So, Image, Scale Image, and then you want to hit this Unlink button right here because you want these to be the same. If you have this on, then it's just going to scale the other image to keep the proportions the same. So if I type 64 here with the thing on, it's going to set the bottom one to 70, which we don't want. We want it 64 by 64. Okay, and now the image is extremely small, so we can zoom all the way in so we can see the image a little bit better. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to export the image, and we need to export the image as a TBA, I believe is what it is, or TPA. Give me 1 second because I have all this stuff over here in my notes and I forget what it was actually called. TGA. Okay, my bad. So what we need to do is we need to go into games, and then we need to go to wherever I put my Steam stuff, Steam apps, common, and then we go to Homeworld, wherever the Homeworld is. Go Homeworld, then we go to Homeworld 2 Classic, and then I believe we go into bin, profiles, and then in this area, by default, there is not a folder called badges. You have to create that folder. So that's just a heads up. And this folder would be access to every mod that you play in Homeworld 2. So once we get this set up, if you play other mods or just play normal Homeworld 2, you'll be able to use these badges as well, not just in Simplex. So once you create the folder named badges, just go inside, and then we want to name whatever we want to name this. We'll just name it Azula, and then we want to be sure to change this to TGA because that is the extension that we need for it to see in Homeworld 2. That's the format it uses. Then we hit export, and then we make sure we unselect the RLE compression because this has to be a loose list file for the Homeworld to read it properly. I made that mistakes a couple times when I was trying to get my first one going, so be sure that this is not checked. Then we hit export. And then what I usually like to do is go into that folder just to double check to make sure it's there. So for me, that would be games, because I have a dedicated gaming drive that holds all my games. Go into Steam, see if I can find Homeworld. There you are. And then we go to Homeworld 2 Classic, and we go into bin, and we go into profiles, then we go into badges, and now I see both of them. I see the one I made earlier, Captain Soban's profile, and then the Azula one. Oh crap, I also messed up. Crap. You can tell I'm not really used to doing tutorials type stuff. But another thing we need to add to the file, so that the Homeworld 2 can read it properly, is we need to go to, I believe, image. No, we need to go to layer, transparency, and just click this, add alpha channel. And that'll add a transparency channel to the file, and this will allow Homeworld 2 to actually put this file on the ships, so it doesn't like override any textures or whatnot. So be sure to do that, and I'm gonna go ahead and export this again. Now that file has the alpha channel. Now again, the alpha channel is not going to change anything. It just puts a layer in the background, because that's for like making PNGs and stuff like that, which we'll get into later, because I'll show you how to actually do more advanced stuff to make this look a little bit better. But now we have the file in, it's in the correct format, it's in the correct resolution, it has the alpha channel in the back. Now all we have to do is we have to go back into our game. So let me set my Homeworld 2 thing up the way it's supposed to be. And if everything works right, we should have the badge. It should show up. So if we go here, select badge, scroll all the way down, there she is. There is Azula. So if we click that, and now the portrait works inside the preview. And then I always launch the game just to make sure that it actually works the way it's supposed to. So let's go ahead and start our game. End time has begun.
The end time has begun.
Yeesh. It is your destiny.
This is your destiny.
I like how Star Wars was playing right now. That's interesting. But now if we move over here, you can see up here in front, you see Azula. Indeed. So it works. We now have the icon of Azula on our ships. I believe we have the same thing on the resource collectors. Yep, there she is. Okay, and now next I'm gonna show you guys a quick trick to get rid of this background so you only have Azula and not the flames on the background. So let's go ahead and exit out of this. Boop, 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 boop. Set that back up the way it's supposed to be. So in order to do this, the easiest way for me to do it is to do it in Photoshop. There's probably other ways to do this, but let's go ahead and load that up. This is how I actually make the ship thumbnails, where it's just the ship and like a backdrop behind it, instead of like having an actual like big background going on. So let's go ahead and open this. There's my thumbnail for the last video I edited. We need oh yeah, I forgot that's actually in here. Now this for you guys would be wherever you stored your picture that you were making. For me, I'm just going straight into the Homeworld directory. Where is it? Boop, boop, boop. I don't know my alphabet anymore. There we are. Boop. Then it'll be bin, profiles, badges, Azula. Actually, an easier way to do this would be to do it on the larger scale one. So I can do this a little bit better. So let's go to pictures, awesome anime girls. Don't ask me why I have a folder called that, I just do. There we go. And now, in Photoshop, there is a tool called the Quick Selection tool, and you can use that like in the preview to select certain objects and extract it out of the video. So that's what we're gonna do. We're going to extract Azula, which should be extremely easy with this tool. Sure to make sure that this stuff doesn't actually get extracted. Cool. And whoop, I forgot an arm. There we go. Now it should work. Cool. Let's make some slight adjustments to make it look a little bit better. Oh crap, I forgot an eyeball. Sorry, Azula. I didn't mean to make you a pirate. And now we do that. She is now extracted. So now let's go to export. And we'll have to make her a PNG for now and then convert her over in GIMP. I need to shrink the size down anyways. So let's go just throw this into my pictures. YouTube. I don't know. We'll just throw it here. Actually, totally forgot I have some of this stuff here too. Let's see. Azula. Extracted. Boo. Now we go back over to GIMP. And then we open pictures. YouTube. There you are. Now, normally at this point, this is when I actually would put something in the background. But since this is going into Homeworld, and the ship itself is going to actually be the background. So all we have to do now is just set this to the size it's supposed to be. So image, scale image, do not link. Scale it way down. Okay. And now I believe all we have to do is export. Put this into the badge area. So Steam, apps, common. The H word. Classic 2. Ben. Profiles, badges. Zula. No background. Okay. Alright. Now I believe that should work fine, but let's go ahead and load it up. So let's go ahead, set this back up to the way it was for Homeworld. Boop boop boo. There versus computer. Boop boop. No! I think I forgot to turn the thing off. Crap! I think I forgot to turn the compressor off. File, export as Azula. Oh, I forgot to actually convert it into the correct file version. That's probably why. Okay. And then I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the PNG file. Here we go. Now, one more time. One more time and this should work. Should work the way it's supposed to. Boop boop boo. Here we go. Boop. Hey, there it is. Sweet. So now it's just her. There's no flames in the background. Cool. And I'm just gonna go ahead and launch it real quick just to make sure it works the way it's supposed to. That's just something for me. I think as long as it shows up in the badge area, it should work fine. Okay, we are now in the game, and as you can tell over here, well, it's still not perfect, but you can tell that she's, it's a lot better than it was. The background is still like going into it, but you can tell that the way like the image is a little bit cut off there, but it's no longer flaming in the background, which is kind of what I was going for. If we look at the harvesters, so yeah, that one looks a lot better.
Ready.
See if we can actually move these things.
Course set.
Like, can I move you to where there's
Coordinates
light?
confirmed. Resource collector
There we
awaiting
go.
instructions.
So yeah, but as you can see, there's no flames on the background now. It's just Azula. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this little little tutorial of how to make your own badges and how to implement them into Homeworld 2. This is like our first type of tutorial video I've ever made, so hopefully I did a pretty good job on it. Made it a little bit funny for you guys as well, going on with it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. If you did, please leave a like. If you like what I do, consider subscribing, and I'll check you guys out in the next video. Until then, this is Captain Soban signing out.
The Faker have arrived. Emergency hyperspace procedures initiated.